Uh, you know, are you ready to dive into the world of the Marvel Cinematic Universe and explore some of the most heart-wrenching deaths that still hit home? And then buckle up because we're about to take a journey through the MCU and remember the characters who left an indelible mark on the franchise. Since 2008, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has been a force to be reckoned with, bringing our favorite comic book heroes to life on the big screen. And but even after almost 2 decades, there are still painful setbacks that resonate deeply. Originally, the MCU was an underestimated venture following a series of uh, unpredictable Marvel film adaptations from various studios. However, Marvel aimed to exert more control over these characters, brimming with endless possibilities from the comic books and bring them to life on the silver screen. Initially, securing finance proved challenging, and the studio started off modestly as an independent entity for its initial few productions. However, the risky move ultimately proved to be a massive success. In no time at all, the relatively obscure character Iron Man transformed into one of the world's most recognized superheroes. And when the Avengers came together, there was no looking back. There's no looking back from the outset. Uh, the Marvel Cinematic Universe has also been marked by some heart-wrenching losses that significantly influenced and reshaped the narrative. So, without further ado, let's dive into the top 8 MCU deaths that still hit home. Um, Dr. Ho Yinsen, going back to our initial adventure, the movie Iron Man was released in 2008, transforming Tony Stark into a familiar figure in many homes. And the captivating and mysterious portrayal by Robert Downey Jr. moved this armored hero out of the shadowy abyss of obscurity and then however, Tony wasn't your typical hero right from the start. He was a billionaire playboy whose wealth originated from selling deadly weapons. And in a twist of fate, this was what led Tony to be captured by a terrorist organization and trapped in a cave with Dr. Ho Yinsen. Yinsen's influence, kindness, and honesty with Tony helped the immature socialite to see the true impact of his work. And despite trying to free himself and Yinsen from their captivity, Yinsen laid down his life to ensure Tony was able to escape. This death was one of the primary inciting incidents in the MCU and led to Tony embracing the responsibility and accountability required to become the hero that would save the world time and time again. Uh, and Dr. Abraham Erskine in Captain America, the First Avenger, Steve Rogers is taught by a knowledgeable doctor from another country, Dr. Abraham Erskine. And this brilliant scientist developed the super soldier serum that transformed Rogers into an incredible superhero. Um, uh, Regrettably, just after Steve's metamorphosis, uh, a Hydra agent sneakily shoots Erskine, ruins the other super soldier serums, and flees the scene. After Erskine passed away, Numerous scientists have striven to replicate his miraculous serum, yielding mixed results. Without Erskine, some experiments led to semi-successful outcomes, such as Bucky Barnes becoming the Winter Soldier, whereas others, like Emil Blonsky, experienced disastrous side effects that turned them into the Abomination. Moreover, Erskine's death not only took with him the knowledge of creating super soldiers, but also intensified Steve Rogers' commitment to combat injustice at any cost. Six, um, looking back at the passage of time, the terrain of superhero sagas underwent a unprecedented transformation, and side by side, Iron Man and Captain America stood, but their ideological clashes eventually led Tony Stark to invent a groundbreaking technology aimed at safeguarding our world from impending peril. This project, christened Ultron, rapidly evolved beyond anyone's expectations, coming to the chilling conclusion that the planet could only be truly protected by eradicating its heroes. This grim decision spawned the creation of the Vision body, but when the Mind Stone was implanted within it and merged with Jarvis, a new life breathed into being, a being we now know as Vision. In his own time, Vision rose to become a hero of great power with an Infinity Stone at his side. He stood among the strongest heroes on the team, but as conflict split the group apart, Vision ultimately made the decision to flee with one of the most powerful members, his cherished Wanda Maximoff. Tragically, due to Thanos' relentless pursuit of the Infinity Stones, Vision's artificial life was brought to an end when the Mad Titan wrenched the Mind Stone from his very being. This devastating loss sent Wanda spiraling out of control, leading her to commit unspeakable acts within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Five, Phil Coulson, discussing a character whose demise significantly shaped subsequent narratives. Agent Phil Coulson from S.H.I.E.L.D. serves as an ideal illustration. In the 2012 film The Avengers, Coulson plays a crucial role in uniting the heroes. However, it's not just his actions that bind them together. Rather, their friendship is forged by the tragic event that takes place using Coulson's own blood. Regrettably, Coulson meets a violent end at the hands of the treacherous deity Loki. Although Coulson's tale doesn't end there, as it continues in the Marvel series Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. The Avengers team members are left mourning their lost comrade, where they never have the chance to see him again. In numerous aspects, a single death, that of Coulson, serves as the catalyst for these previously independent individuals to unite as a cohesive group. They pay tribute to his sacrifice by naming their team after him, vowing to avenge their lost comrade. Although Coulson's demise occurred over a decade ago, and many of his original companions have either passed away or moved on, the impact of his sacrifice remains undiminished of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, as it was instrumental in setting the stage for the emergence of heroes within this world. For Gamora, discussing the concept of self-sacrifice, it was tragic that Gamora ended up being the one sacrificed by her adoptive father, Thanos. This occurred when Thanos was pursuing the Soul Stone on the enigmatic planet Vormir. To obtain this stone, Vormir demands a sacrifice of something deeply cherished by the Seeker. Despite Gamora viewing Thanos' affection for her as insincere, merely wanting a disciple, Thanos demonstrated the opposite in an appalling act of deceit and cruelty. In a heart-wrenching turn of events, I found myself hurled into the depths of an abyss, leaving my friends, particularly Peter Quill, bereft of my presence forevermore. And yet, fortune seemed to smile upon him when an alternate version of me appeared, causing his heart to ache even more deeply. This new Gamora joined forces with the Guardians momentarily, but within the confines of our original timeline, another Gamora from an alternate reality emerged, storing out changes and carving out paths that my past self would scarcely have dared to tread. Three, well, Black Widow, yet it wasn't just Gamora who lost her life on Vormir. 5 years later, after Thanos had carried out his catastrophic plan to eliminate half of all life in the universe, the Avengers devised a multi-layered strategy to retrieve the stones from the past and reverse the devastation caused by Thanos. And splitting into teams, the skilled assassin Black Widow teamed up with Hawkeye, unknowingly tasked with a sacrifice as they sought the Soul Stone on Vormir. When they found out that one of them had to sacrifice their life to retrieve the Soul Stone, thereby saving all life in the universe, Natasha Romanoff and Clinton Barton immediately volunteered. Regrettably, it was Natasha who made the ultimate sacrifice and returned with the stone. This selfless act played a crucial role in bringing everyone else back to life. And in her stead, her sister, Yelena Belova, now assumes the mantle of the Black Widow. And however, the loss of Natasha continues to weigh heavily on Yelena, Clint, and other surviving heroes. And two, Aunt May Parker, a significant number of individuals on this list became heroes after their deaths influenced them to fully embrace their heroic identities. Contrary to this norm, Peter Parker had been functioning as Spider-Man for quite a few years before losing his last living relative, Aunt May Parker. Instead, the death of Aunt May serves as a crucial event in Peter's timeline that underscores the deeply interwoven nature of power and responsibility, lessons he learns to uphold as his heroic journey continues.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean they don't continue. I mean, this is
Yet this pivotal event propels Peter towards achieving heroic greatness. But the demise of Aunt May, who had been his constant supporter and the last of his family, leaved him devastated, responsible to them. Ultimately, when Melinda did have very much this commitment, maybe solved meme as a crucial figure in his life, she was irreplaceable to Peter. Now, her untimely death has left him solitary, venturing into uncharted waters in his heroic journey. Moreover, Peter's losses extend beyond Aunt May, as he has also faced the passing of other mentors and companions within the Marvel Cinematic Universe. One for and in Avengers Endgame, it's the Hulk who bravely agrees to wear the Infinity Gauntlet and return everyone who vanished. This seemingly straightforward action, however, places a tremendous physical toll on the mighty Green Giant, as he bears the combined power of all 6 Infinity Stones. Just after the selfless deed is accomplished, a version of Thanos from their past emerges with an army aiming to regain control of the Infinity Stones yet again. As a devoted fan, I find myself awestruck recalling the moment when Earth's greatest heroes and some extraordinary space dwellers united against Thanos. Spearheaded by the original Avengers Captain America, Iron Man, and Thor. The ensuing battle was nothing short of epic and nerve-wracking, yet eventually it was Tony Stark who seized the stones and with a snap of his fingers vanquished Thanos and his horde. The demise of Tony Stark remains the most poignant moment in the Marvel Cinematic Universe to date, marking the culmination of an epic that commenced with Iron Man. Since then, the MCU has expanded significantly, but few events could surpass the emotional resonance of this selfless act. With that said, thanks for watching, and until next time. And don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel for more amazing content. Thank you. And remember, with great power comes great responsibility and sometimes great sacrifice